I don't know about you, but like for me, the thought that my children might be a bully is something that just, I don't know, doesn't sit well with me. I don't want my girls to be bullies. I want them to be kind. I want them to be loving. I want them to be compassionate. Like, is this something that children automatically get into, that they can be compassionate, or is it something really that they have to learn? And so, I realize how very much we need to be teaching compassion to children, that this is something to really instill from a young age, because otherwise they're not going to get it. And, we don't want those bullies, right? We really don't. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. And thank you so much for joining me today as we look at, teaching compassion to children. So let me ask again, is it your heart to have compassionate children? I know it's mine. As I said, the thought that my girls, that they might be bullies, that they might even just bully someone one time or be part of anything like that, it's a horrible one to me. And it's partly because I was bullied for a while growing up, and I have those scars. Thankfully my girls, they love people. They really do. And they want to be a good friend. I hear them say that. And I see them really starting to feel empathy and compassion for others. But I realize that this is something that I need to work on with them. It's something that I need to also work on with me. If I'm feeling stressed in the moment or just maybe overwhelmed, how do I reach out? And so I love learning these things as well. What can I do to be building in something and to be learning in something? And then I love, reaching out to people with, what I've been learning. So that's why we have these videos. So I want to say a great big thank you for your likes and for subscribing and for all your comments and being part of this learning life. So what is compassion? Okay, well, as we look at it, it's really recognizing the suffering or the hurting of others and then taking action to help. So it's not just seeing it, but it's then actually doing it. So it's a tangible expression of love for those that are suffering. It could be for small children just reaching out and giving a hug if their friend has fallen over and scraped their knee. That is compassion. Now, that is different to empathy. So empathy and compassion, they often come hand in hand, but empathy is our feeling of awareness towards emotions and an attempt to understand how they feel. And notice that it's an attempt to understand. It's not, I know exactly how you feel, because we really don't, but we can look at it and go, oh, you're going through a tough situation and you're feeling overwhelmed right now. Okay, I'm attempting to understand that, and I want to reach out to you and meet you in that. So that's compassion and empathy. So compassion, that we are seeing that suffering and we're going to do something about it. Why teach compassion? Compassion, it's going to allow our children to develop good relationships, strong, healthy relationships with others, because we've been able to reach out. I want that for my girls. I want them to have good friendships that will last a long time. And it's also going to have this positive effect on self-image. Children who are compassionate feel good about themselves. And it also really helps their mental and their emotional health. Stepping out of themselves to help others is going to be helping them. Now, I did talk about bullying. Okay. So teaching compassion is a great and effective way to prevent bullying. We need to get rid of bullying. And I know that it can be so easy, and it sort of comes out of us so easily, and we might not mean to. But if we can be teaching that, let's try and prevent that bullying. When we are being compassionate, and this is for our children, they are learning to treat others with kindness and respect. And to me, that is a beautiful thing. We are creating a safe and inclusive environment for everyone. For younger children, it's about understanding maybe physical differences, within their friends or other people, whether that is skin color, or maybe they've got a limb difference, or they're in a wheelchair, all of these things. But everybody can be treated with kindness and respect. And we want to create that safe environment. And from that, our children will also be building those social skills of really being good, effective communicators on that two-way street. So they are seeing and understanding and being able to step in and doing that and just making those friends. Okay, so remember, we want to build this. We want to develop this and grow this. And when we do that, I really feel that we are going to have a future generation of these global citizens, who are going to make these positive impacts on their communities. They're going to make positive impacts on the people around them. And they're just going to make positive contributions to the world. And this is what we want. Great, moral, compassionate, future citizens who are doing these things. How can we teach compassion? So we want to lead by example. Children are watching us. They really are. Always. They're hearing, they're listening. So we need to lead. We need to set that example. We need to show that compassion. And then they will follow. They will step into what we are doing, and then they will be able to use it for others. So let us step up and lead. Let us show how to do it. And we need to believe that our children really are capable of being kind. I always tell my girls, kindness is your superpower. We can be kind to others. And I believe that of them. And I speak that over them. And we have a song about kindness, love, joy, and peace. That's what we want to spread. If we are not believing that our children can be kind, then we're speaking that negative and they won't step up to be kind. So let's believe that they can be kind. And let's nurture empathy in them. Teaching that, showing them, okay, so empathy is how we're trying to step in and understand these things. Again, we're going to lead by example in that and give opportunities for our children to be able to step in and be empathetic to others. Kindness, again, we're teaching kindness. So yes, we believe that they can be kind, but we also want to teach them what kindness is. And we can start with pets and children and move on to others. How can we be kind? How can we reach out? Let's do random acts of kindness. It's always fun to be able to do that. Maybe it is, getting out there and just helping somebody with a task that they have, or maybe it's giving financially. There are so many ways that we can be kind. So let's teach it. And let's get our children to practice gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. There are many people in the world that don't have what you have. So be thankful. And from that gratitude, we can step into compassion. Let's show them how to help people in need. Go to a soup kitchen together, volunteer in that, going and understanding, okay, there's a toy drive. Let's go through our toys. There's a clothing drive that we can be doing all of these different things. And maybe it is giving financially and, showing your child the power of $1. We might not feel that $1 is not, but guess what? All of those little dollars build up and will really help people in need. So show your child with what you're doing and then invite them into that as well so that they can also be doing it. Now, diversity can be a little hot button topic. I don't think that it should be because we need to teach about diversity. We need children to see that there are different cultures, there are different religions, there are different ways of doing things. And, there are so many beautiful ways of doing things. And just because you think do this way, doesn't mean that you're right and they are wrong. And so when we get this understanding about how different cultures do things, how maybe different religions think about different things, about this people group over here thinks this way, then that's going to help us to be able to step in to meet their need. Because guess what? We don't have to agree on everything to be able to reach out and love. And that is an important thing. We don't have to agree on everything to be able to reach out in compassion. We're not going to say, you know what, I don't agree with how they do that, so I can't possibly help them in their need. That is not compassion. Let's read and discuss storybooks. There's so many great books out there. And stay tuned for next week. I actually want to give you a list of some really good books. Books are a beautiful way to bring it out. It shows you that diversity. It gives them just good examples for our children. We can discuss them. They go, oh, this is how I can do it. And so make that part of it, as you're reading, invite that in and say, hey, let's read this book tonight. This is a great one. And then discuss it. And we want our children to be mindful, think before you speak, think before you act, encourage that mindfulness on, oh, you see the suffering. think about what could you do to really reach out and help that person, because we want this. Let's not forget that teaching compassion is it's ongoing. It requires patience and consistency. Lots of patience and lots of consistency, because our children are not going to get it all at once. You don't just wake up one day and be compassionate. It's there in you, but we need to learn how to do it, because kindness and compassion, they are learned. And, they're learned when life presents different challenging situations, like to them, to their friends, even to us as adults, we see that, right? And so we want to be able to understand, okay, we've got to practice. We've got to go deeper now. Oh, you've got this. Let's keep going. And, there are going to be times you'll be like, why did you behave that way? That's not okay. Use it as a teaching moment. And it's okay. We're not going to shame. We are going to step in and go, okay, how can we do this? Let's be those loving parents and great role models, because doing that is going to go a long way towards raising wonderful, tolerant, compassionate human beings. I think this is something that we really can do. Let's start at a young age. When we see, I see so much of what's been going on the past few years, and this skirmish and that war and this unsettling, it's not okay. And when I see the people rise up and are they're arguing online and being so mean online because they're hidden behind this anonymity, that's not okay. I talk about this with my girls. We discuss this because I want them to understand that being compassionate, they can change the world. So thank you so much for watching today and being part of this learning life and learning about teaching compassion. Remember, next week, I really want to show you some great books that teach about kindness, empathy, and compassion. And, let's just step out there. Let's be these people that are raising these compassionate children that will change the world. Now, getting these videos out, takes a little bit of work. And if you want to be able to help us with that, you can. You can do that by becoming a champion. So you can check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.